All right, we're back with Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, and then we're doing the Kyoko. No, not the Kyoko, the Hiyoko and Ibuki trial. So let's just do this already. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Where's the Monokuma rock? Is it to the right? I'm pretty sure it is. Alright, let's just do this. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock, and soon enough... Welcome! Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial? Hey, jerk! Hold it right there! What? Don't get in my way! You're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells. My brain works just fine. Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see, so you've come to avenge him. Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like you say. Oops. Since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent. Now then, I gotta go first. Hold on, I won't let you escape. Hey, did you hear what he said? Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off. Of course he's not dead. There's no way No way, not in a million years. More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. Why are you so excited about that? Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail. What are you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough. Then let's go. Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Okay. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock, and that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller, but I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock, the elevator began its steep descent as usual. It feels so empty, and I don't like that. But nobody said a word. As we stood there, trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness, and I walked into that place. My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him. Why bother? What? Now then, let's begin. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so the curtain on the 3rd class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyota, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Saionji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those 2 is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must figure out no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so the curtain to the third-class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Now let's save, just in case. You know, who knows what might happen. So let's go. So I have any skills? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. It's really hard to get skills in this game. Jesus. Alright, let's just look at the truth bullets to look over them one more time. The file, nothing on it. Bookies, okay. Noose, key, whatever that is. Curtain, stepladder, candle, surveillance camera, AC, blood, goop thing. What is Mikan's account? Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Okay, surveillance monitor video, Fuyuhiko's account. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater in Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently, Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Hiyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled, was able to untie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue's storage room. Sold it. Okay. Apparently, you get another bag for free when you purchase it? Okay. Okay, whatever this movie was. Alright. Alright. I think I can do this.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
True. Fair. That's fair.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Okay, well, let's be fair here. Let's give Akane the explanation, just for her sake.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
That was so profound.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hiyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course.
Yes.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We did meet up with them.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
We blushing.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door.
That is correct.
And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hiyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
That is true. We were the only person there. Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
That's understandable.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
To get off this island?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Gah. It's just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it, I should have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. It's because we were with Mikan the entire morning, so. I don't know.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I know what I need. I need that. I need the ticket. I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find that and break through. Yes.
Hajime's
Where's the movie invitation
testimony
ticket?
is clearly suspicious.
Alright. I'm so smart. God.
After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously
Did Hajime kill both of them?
the fact that the bodies were imitating...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
What an asshole.
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Alright, good. We got two people that are saying the same thing. 3, I guess, because including us.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
That's right.
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right? Hold on a sec.
You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Okay.
It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Yeah.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
Yep.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Because you guys weren't outside, so...
The others all have alibis.
Oh.
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Well, seeing as how he's absent this trial, I'd say that, he hasn't recovered yet.
Me too.
Hey, why are you talking like, huh?
Oh, he's talking like Nekomaru.
You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
That's fair. That's fair.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Hiyoko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? I don't know. Bladder transmission glob. Semi-transparent glob. Surveillance monitor video. Okay.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
Alright.
they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
Yes.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
Like the drumstick thing.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can
Yep.
use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Sonia. That person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Oh.
By locking the door from the inside,
They tried to
This?
keep us from getting in.
Is it the glob?
Trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door?
They locked the
Should not
door.
have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
Okay.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Alright, thanks, Sonia. I think it's this. I think it's the glob, if I'm being real, man. I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
The inside.
I think it could be Akane's? Maybe?
Getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Nah? Okay. Well, it's fine. You just did lock the door, but what's up with the transparent glob thing? Really starting off
The killer was still inside the music
horribly.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Okay.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door?
How did they lock the door?
That door should not have had a lock.
That's true. They used the drumstick.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you. I can tell you.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Scrap of thick paper. I don't think that's the case.
They tried to keep us from getting in.
They try to keep us from getting in. Okay.
It seems they were trying to
Stall for time.
How did they lock the door?
Okay.
That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Broken drumstick.
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was
Hiding inside, waited till we gathered together.
and
Suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Alright.
The killer was still
Maybe
inside
this.
the music venue.
Maybe this.
By locking the door from the inside,
From the inside.
they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
Whoops. That's
How did they
rough.
lock the door?
I did it again.
That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
I don't know what it could be.
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door.
Because it says I have the evidence, so...
By doing that, the killer who was hiding waited till we got and suddenly
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
That person's remark contradicts. So it's a contradiction. So it's either Gundam or Hiyoko. So Gundam said he was trying to stall for time. The blackened, I guess. And then Hiyoko said whatever. I don't know what he said. Trying to think about what it could be. Maybe the surveillance video, if they were trying to stall for time, I guess.
the killer was
I
still
think
inside the
it
music
might be this.
by locking the door
From the inside.
They tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall.
Maybe this. No, it's not. Okay. Okay.
Still inside the music by locking the door from the inside. They tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door?
Okay, because it's a contradiction.
The door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broken...
You can use that as a by doing that. The killer waited till we got and suddenly
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, so they locked the door. Locked from the inside. I guess. Maybe the killer did. Because I don't think it's Akane's thing.
Still inside the music venue. By locking the door
From the inside.
They tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to
Stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have.
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broke?
You can use that as a by doing that. Waiting.
I'd hurry this up. Jesus.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, I'm just gonna
We're still inside the music venue. By locking
throw
the door
this.
from the inside.
It's not it. Okay, at least we know that.
Damn it.
Messed up. It's all good though. It's all good.
Still inside the music
We're chilling. Let's try this. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. I was right. I just was doing with the wrong person.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside. How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent glob was probably gum. No, it wasn't gum. Nah. No, I guess not. 'Cause I don't know. Gummy? Glue? Could be glue. Gummy. Because it was disgusting, she said. So maybe it is glue. But glue isn't to my... I haven't eaten glue, but I don't think it's... I don't know. Let's try glue. Yeah, it's glue.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not. It's not Akane.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Okay, but why was the drumstick there?
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
I guess.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Okay.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
It is baton. I was right.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
I don't know. You tell me. That scrap was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now I should be able to figure out what it is. Oh no. Oh no. Is it the curtain? C-U-R-T-A-I-N. No, it's not. Let's try W. Oh, shoot. I was right. Let's go. Even though I just guessed. It will probably a vowel would make sense here. Okay. Wallpaper. P-A, I need another P. I don't need you anymore. I need a P. P. I need the R. And I need the E as well. No! That was the only... Son of a gun. Ah. I need a P. 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 No! Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh my god. P, I need a P. P, I found it. Son of a... P-A... P... Wallpaper. R. I need an R. 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 Where's an R? I need an R. Right now. I need it now. Right now. Give me it now. Anytime. That would be extremely helpful if you gave me an R. There we go. Wallpaper.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there?
Yeah.
If so,
I see that. I see that.
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
But why was it there?
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearance?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, what's up, Wendell? Good afternoon to you too. How you doing? How you doing today? I forget all the controls on this. Was it space, was it? It was a space, okay. Okay, now how do you... Oh, right, and then... Right, okay. 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 I forgot the controls of this. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, that hurt. I haven't even got to a question yet. Question 1. Why did... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden. That would make sense. If it was hidden. Okay. Okay. Just give me the next question, please. God, just give me the... Please. Okay. Question 2. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. That would make sense. Because if I'm remembering this correctly, at the crime scene, she was like stuck with all like the stickers on the wall, right? Like on the curtain. I don't know how to... Okay. I don't have time to explain why I thought that, okay? Jeez. Okay. Please give me just the next question. Please. Okay. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They formed the wall, they covered the pillar. Wait, what? They formed a wall, they covered the pillar. They covered the pillar. Yes, I'm so smart. Alright, so why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They covered the pillar.
It's all coming together.
It's third class trial, it is.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
I don't get it.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Yeah, because she was, you know, hanged.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
Okay.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music video.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Before Ibuki, maybe?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Must have been, yeah.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
I'm very glad that it was.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in the movie, I should be able to explain that now. To mix up the killing order, to hide the weapon, to let their accomplice escape because they like movies. Oh, to mix up killing order. It's the only thing that makes sense.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
Okay.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
Just let him talk, okay? Just let him talk.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Yeah.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Okay, that's just mean now. That's just out of pocket.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Blood on the souls. I think that's pretty clear. That's what they want. Alright.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
That's true.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
I did, on the surveillance.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
This thing. I'm not even gonna look at the other things.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something.
And that something was blood.
That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
Hajime and I are on the same line of thought.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Rebuttal showdown. Oh no.
Don't underestimate the power of the
I hate this.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? It's a good line. But
Thank you.
are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay. It's easy? I certainly hope so. Rebuttal showdown. Rope used. Oh, god dang it. Smudges on the floor. It's probably that, I guess.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Yes, there was.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Do you want me to... No? Okay.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Dude, I'm so smart.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hiyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but...
See, easy and fast. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You were right. I should have listened to you, but I doubted you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hiyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hiyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Really? Hmm.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Yes.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Just say you were wrong, man.
Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
So if they commit suicide, then you have to vote for Ibuki. Okay.
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Fair. That's fair.
Why me?
Because there's multiple of you, I guess.
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Well, she was inflicted with, like, the gullible disease, right? So I guess she could have been told to kill Hiyoko? I don't know.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means...
It's true, also.
The killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
Yeah.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
I don't think anybody would choose hanging.
Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki did commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh? I don't know.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean Someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Nah, 'cause she had the gullible disease. So.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Okay.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Well, we know the time Ibuki died, but we don't know what time Hiyoko did. All we know is that it was before Ibuki, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Make your argument easy to. All right. I trust you. Trust you this time. I don't doubt you.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
All right.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
For and during. Okay.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Who has the weakest alibi? Gundam, maybe? Sony's account, movie invitation tickets, not that. Mikon, surveillance, monitor video, Hiyoko.
You can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Yeah.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Okay, well, you know, you can be a little more more confident than that. The murders supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. Says the weakest alibi. I don't know, maybe Hiyoko or Mikon. Mikon, maybe, because if she... Because she was coming to get us, I guess. I don't know, man. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time. I guess Hiyoko, actually, because he was at his cottage. So...
We can
Just
exclude the sick
Hiyoko,
people
yeah.
like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
If you need help, I'm here. Okay, thanks, man, because I'm probably going to need you. Person who doesn't have an alibi. So I guess Hiyoko, because everybody was sleeping. We know we didn't do it, obviously. Mikon was with us. Hiyoko doesn't have an alibi. That's because we didn't see him at all.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane.
So,
And what about the right before the I was totally sleeping.
okay.
So everyone who stayed. What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed.
That's not.
Aside from those afflicted, if nobody has an alibi, then
Wait. What?
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has
I thought that was going to be hers. I guess nobody has an alibi. It would be for you guys. I guess I don't know.
We can exclude the sick people like me and what
I'm
about
gonna
the
try
ones before the
Sonia's.
totally sleeping?
I think everyone at
So everyone is. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to.
That's not an
I'm gonna try Sonia's
Aside from those
thing.
afflicted by the if nobody has
Cause like nobody has an alibi. Okay. I guess I don't know. Cause I'm trying to. I think it is Hiyoko.
People like me and
Nikon's account. She was with us. Sonia's account. She was something with like Hiyoko.
right before the morning
So
announcement.
doesn't make sense. So it's Hiyuko's account. I mean,
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
yeah.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be.
This?
My own cottage.
Nah. I guess would it be Mikon? No. Wendell. Oh, whoops! I hit auto. My fault.
We can
Misclick.
exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Yeah, you guys obviously didn't do it.
The others.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
Yes, please, Wendell.
My own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
aside from those afflicted by the disease.
Do I have the right truth bullet at least? Do I have the right truth bullet that I need?
If nobody has an
Alibi.
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
I mean, it's Mikon's account in the Sonia argument. Okay, thank you.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane.
Okay.
And what about the
But does she not have an alibi? I don't know. I guess so.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed.
That's not.
Aside from those if nobody has an alibi.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi.
Oh yeah, because it would make sense. Because she came to get us. Because it was if it was before the announcement, she was okay.
In fact, Mikon and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
I guess we okay. I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikon and I were actually together for a while.
Yeah.
We even woke up together that morning.
Don't say that. Okay.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
What do you mean by that? Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much. That's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Oh? Yeah, and what's that? The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then, whose and what kind of trap is it?